But let's talk about what happened directly outside of WrestleMania in the MetLife parking lot, where a man named Jose Perez, Zito, Road Trip Zete, Heel Zete, whatever you refer to him as, made a boo-boo, and I will let Ty Schmidt take it away from here. I sent out a tweet that said, attention, the Roadhawks have been involved in quite an accident. Quite an accident, and what you're about to hear is a pretty expensive accident, and I think Ty will break it down. I was on the bus sitting near Corey Graves, Bobby Roode, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin.
Phenomenal.
Name drop, name drop, name drop. While that was happening, this was happening in the MetLife parking lot with the rest of the Roadhawks.
So we get there about, I don't know, what would you guys say, probably like 9 o'clock?
Yeah,
9:30 or so.
Yeah.
MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, MetLife Stadium, ready to go. Just looking for a place to put the RV. And whenever you go to these types of places, you always run into, like, you got all these different guys with vests on, different color shirts, traffic. They tell you to go one way, you get to that area, that guy tells you to go back the other way. So we basically...
They're all badge heavy.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Everyone has a job. Everyone has a job.
These people have been given a little bit of power for the first time in their entire lives. You've all seen them. They're at concerts, they're at stadiums.
They're wearing a yellow shirt, yellow vest.
Yep.
Orange shirts was what the ones at MetLife were wearing, I believe. It's just, they're the worst. These people aren't real cops, but for the moment, they think they are, and it's a terrible situation.
Exactly. So...
Not all of them are the worst.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some of you that do a great job.
Barely.
So we get there and we think we find like the spot where we're supposed to be, because again, we're still assuming that the RV is going to be on the watch along. It's like,
potentially
potentially
on
hey,
the, yeah.
we need to get this thing parked safely somewhere. So we find an area. We think that's going to be good. The guys tell us, no, you can't do that. There's an RV lot down there. Take it down there.
By the way, no cars in any of the parking lot.
No.
None.
Wide open.
Yeah.
Completely empty parking
The
lot.
only other trucks that were there were the WWE like TV trucks.
Mm-hmm. Also, awkward, though, because we don't want to say we're with the WWE.
Exactly.
Here's the spot.
We're not.
Because we're not.
Yeah, we're not. See, but like we're working in conjunction with them. Potentially, maybe. We were told we might get in the shot, so we didn't want to say, hey, we're with the WWE. We just wanted to, Foxy had his passes.
Yeah, because you don't want to get badge heavy to the badge heavy.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
Yeah, okay.
So we get up to this one spot, and then they tell us, no, that's not going to work. Go back down and see those guys. So we end up swooping all the way around to near where we think is the loading dock.
Okay.
Which is where we assumed they dropped you off, where we're just going to pop in, go sit in like the watch-along room, until the watch-along starts, essentially.
Yep. And what happens?
So we're driving down there, and this is probably about maybe 60 yards away from the front gates of MetLife Stadium.
Yes.
Maybe even less.
Maybe even less.
Who's driving?
Zete's driving.
Okay.
Road trip seat.
Yeah, road trip Zete. And ahead of us is this. I don't know if it's where they bring the food in. We were told it's a hotel,
It looked like a hotel.
but
It's like a clubhouse, I think it was
Rundown.
called.
Yeah.
Lounge
Bowling alley,
area.
maybe?
Club. It was the club something.
so anyway, it's got a clearance of probably 15 feet or so.
Oh.
And what happens?
And this guy tells Zete, yeah, hey, just follow that car right down that way. And so we're thinking, okay, no problem.
A yellow shirt says yes.
A yellow shirt says that. So Zete moseys on down this way and just fucking...
Play the clip.
Yeah.
In that moment, I think we all thought we were going to die.
Play the clip. Did you already play the clip?
I was going to just insert it. Do you want to actually play it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I want to hear it.
Play,
Yes.
play the clip.
Yeah, play the clip.
Jesus Christ. I think it's stuck. I fucking told you guys. Come on, dude. told you to go through here? These guys did. You're supposed to come through this shot like right here. I didn't say to go through there. You told me Yeah, right down this lane here. It's a club sign. Come on, guys. Fucking hell. You're looking out there. Oh, fuck.
So what you just heard was a RV that was clearly too tall for an awning that was hanging over. And Zito was going so fast in that the entire RV ended up under the awning.
Yep.
And it wasn't until they were all the way under that Zito said, "Oh, I think we're stuck." And at that moment, he puts it in reverse and rides back through all of it. And that's when the piercing sound of metal that you heard ripping through was Zito just double downing on the fuck up. And Ty, you could
we talked about it earlier. All of us felt like we were in like a trench in World War II. There's just fucking soot raining down. There's mangled metal dropping through holes in the roof.
I will never forget that
It was
sound.
terrible. Yeah, I put my hands over my ears because first I thought Nick was going to get crushed by the awning.
So
His
I was
bones were
in
gonna
the
snap.
cabin up top where the bed is above the driver's seat.
Yeah.
If that awning was literally 6 inches lower, I'm dead. My body is snapped and mangled and cracked into pieces.
Can we talk about you guys took you just like tuna canned the top of that thing, right?
Oh,
We
yeah.
gave it a moonroof.
So we back out. and
We
then-
didn't do anything. Zeet did.
Literally, light bulbs are falling. The
my
ceiling
God.
is made of styrofoam. There's styrofoam dust falling everywhere.
Asbestos.
Ty stood up. He covered his ears. He stood up and he ran into the back of the RV and was looking at the sky like he was ready to jump out.
I thought, because I thought Zeke hit the fucking corner of the awning. I thought the entire building was coming down. So he backs out, and then we get 1,000. The paramedics show up, the cops show up, the fire department shows up.
So at this time, while they're doing this, I am on the bus. I am on the bus with the rest of the WWE roster driving by. There's 2 fire trucks. There's a cop. There's paramedics. There's quite a scene. And we're just rolling by going into the fucking MetLife Stadium. And I get a Corey Graves. Is that your RV?
So they
It's the
blocked,
Roadhawks, Corey.
so they blocked me in, and I thought a part of me was just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna drive back to LA." I just parked the car, like not thinking anything was wrong.
Yeah. The roof was missing.
But they just blocked me in though, like I was a convict of some sort.
We got 100 different guys coming up saying, "Hey, who the fuck told you guys to drive down there?" Just so many. Hey, why the fuck did you guys drive underneath the awning? And Zeke just kept saying, "These fucking guys told me to."
Zito's one of the best ever. Him and Connor, one of the best ever at just deflecting blame.
Oh, God.
So with a blocker and a glove side, they just deflect the blame like goddamn Tommy Barrasso.
Hey, the good news was second time this week that had happened. So there was a bus, I believe.
school bus,
A
yeah.
school bus had already hit it earlier.
Oh, so there's a precedent on what to do.
Oh yeah, but we apparently, Zeke has the record for most damage
Yeah,
caused.
I asked the guy. I mean, Ty has the quote. I asked the guy. I was like, "Hey, has this happened before? Like, has there ever been one that's this bad?" And Ty, I don't know if
The guy said, "Hey, I'll tell you what, that's the furthest I've ever seen any vehicle get underneath that fucking awning. Look at the ladder on the back of the RV's almost fucking off."
The satellite dish, the air conditioner, anything you could think of that's on top, gone.
Oh, the
Just
cleanup
gone.
crew too. The cleanup crew that came to help out was just a cast
So
of characters.
at first, I mean, the air conditioning unit probably weighs like 250 pounds, and it's just laying up there. And we're like, what should we do with this? The guy's like, "Oh, it's a rental. You want to fucking take that with you? Trust me." So we tried putting it into like the lower compartment. This thing's fucking 10 times too big. So eventually he was like, yeah, actually it's leaking a good deal of coolant. Why don't you just throw it down the fucking hill over there?
The damage is done.
We look over to the hill that he's talking about is the other side of the fence that the awning is sticking out on.
The damage is already done. Just throw that thing down the fucking hill.
So the cops show up, and obviously there are some things on the RV that probably shouldn't be on the RV.
Hold on.
The Roadhogs travel heavy.
Okay, so hold on. So I get a text from Nick that says, call me when you can. And I never get that type of text from Nick, right? Call me when you can. And I go, what happened? Because I'm on that bus. And he goes, bad spot. So I automatically assumed, in my head, I automatically assumed the RV is currently getting raided right now, and any vitamins that are in there are getting wiped out. There was also some potential other stuff that Connor decided to pull in there potentially. Nothing serious. That needs to be said. Nothing that would cause any jail time, but definitely some things that would raise some eyebrows, especially when you just crash into a fucking building. So I texted him back, what happened? And he goes, low bridge, just lost the roof on the RV. And I couldn't have laughed harder. That bus was so quiet. That bus was so quiet. And I just started fucking howling laughing. And I just responded, there's no other way for that trip to end. There's no other way for the road that RV trip to end other than Zito taking the fucking roof off of it at MetLife Stadium at WrestleMania. The road is a tough one to WrestleMania, but it turns out once you get there, that's when the real problems start. It's when the real problems start.
And we were shitting our pants. We thought you were going to fire us all, going to be so pissed. And then we look at the group chat and you say, boys, the hashtag road to WrestleMania is not always a smooth one. Somebody send the RV agreement to Phil. And then in all caps with a quote, we took the roof off at the MetLife. And then after that, we were good. We were all positive. Everything was good. We needed that.
Dude, I was sitting on that bus. I didn't even see any of the damage. I had no idea what had happened. Just a simple text message of Zito just took the roof off of the fucking RV. Just made me just cry laughing. Just so hard. And all I could think of was that Rick Ross song where he's like, I took the roof off at the red light. And I was like, we took the roof off at the Met line. That's all I could think of.
These cops come over. They grab our IDs. They want to see our IDs. And they go,
how'd you guys weasel your way out of there?
we got a collection of guys here. What do you got? What do you guys do? We go, oh, this guy's from Mass. Oh,
It wasn't good. I knew I wasn't going to do well in Jersey. I knew it.
You got the shadows of New York City, please. Let's stay with the So I heard, Connor, you just invited the cops onto the RV.
Well, I mean, the way to be the least suspicious is to be the most trustworthy. So, of course, what I did was...
Yeah, here's the vitamins, sir.
I actually...
That's a lamp, sir.
There was...
That is a lamp.
It's the only lamp that's not broken.
There's no light. That's not a bong.
No, but I mean, seriously, there was a bag full of things, and it was the closest bag to the door because the first thing that they're going to search is the back of the bus.
Johnny Depp said it best. You got to be the most unassuming person in there.
Yep, Boston George.
You would never, ever just welcome... that cop knew that you would never, ever just welcome him on there if there was a insane amount of vitamins on there to get a group of 6 men back from New York, the shadows of New York City to Indianapolis for 10 days. What a magical moment that is for you, Connor.
Yeah, they asked him where he was sitting. He goes, oh, yeah, you guys want to check out the RV?
I was like, oh, some of us were up here, but we got some beds in the back if you want to look at them.
Oh, my God.
So after they do some snooping, they talk to Zeke. Zeke, what was the damage done from the police to you?
So he basically said...
Hold on, Zito is reading from notes right now. This is the first time I've ever seen this. Zito knows that everything he says right now is going on the record. And he is definitely being fined by PMI because once we got a side angle too. Finn Balor just so happened to be in a car with a guy named Dustin who works for WWE, and they saw the Roadhawk RV, and they saw what was happening, and they actually got a cell phone wide shot of Zito pulling into the awning, pulling again into it, and then back. We have an entire side shot. It looks as if it's like set up too good to be true.
Can I say something about
that? And
that?
I promise you it's not. So, and with that being said... With that being said, as a person who had to drive that RV, it is very obvious that you are in a tall vehicle. If you see an awning, the first thing I thought of as the driver was, of course Zito did it. Of course Zito's the fucking one. Because there wasn't even watching the video back from inside the RV.
Part.
You're fucking about to sing. You're like about to sing a song. And then the whole fucking roof gets done. You didn't even think that there was a chance of the top getting hit. And that's why you're getting fined a substantial amount. So you better read from your motherfucking notes today. And this is going to be a pretty important little thing.
To further that point home, I can't stress this enough. I'm laying in a bed above Zito.
Right above his head.
Above him. There's a whole nother human on top of him. He just
Zito thinks he's in his fucking Kia. Zito thinks he's somehow in that shitbag Kia just about to drive under the
Kia would have cleared it. The Kia would have cleared it. But I will say, though, the yellow shirts were harassing Finn Balor, but then they came to me, and then they were able to park. So I helped them out.
And you were forced to go where you went.
He was.
You were
And
forced.
Let's be honest. I mean, I don't know if you can really see it that well in the video. Zeke hit that thing going about 45. You had to fucking switch gears down.
fucking transmission. Okay, Zito, read from your notes that you have a prepared speech.
All right, notes. Nope, number 2. No sign. No clearance sign there. There should have been a clearance sign.
I did see a lot of people potentially tweeting. My dad actually, I sent my dad the video. He started crying, laughing. And then as a former truck driver, my dad said, always got to know your clearance. Always got to know your clearance. So that's rule number 1. But if they don't have a sign, what are you supposed to do? Get out and try to jump and touch it?
Yeah, I can't do that. So, so I basically was looking up. It was clear.
You're eyeballing it.
I was eyeballing it. And the guy said, follow that car.
Okay. So you thought the guy in the yellow shirt with a little bit of power that was sending you in a direction eyeballed it for you with the person right above your head that could potentially die.
So the guy who yells in that video, I didn't tell you to go there. He told me to go there. And then I don't know how to explain it. So the awning's there. There's one lane. There's 2 lanes on the opposite side. They have cones between the cars coming towards us and the cars going away.
So you had no other option.
There was one lane, but that was blocked up by another person. So that other car that I was supposed to follow was the lane.
Did the awning.
Yes.
Got it.
So basically what happened there, after all this happened, all the yellow shirts disappeared and they moved the cones back to 2 lanes. So they made it look like I was way more in
So
trouble.
you're saying they rigged the scene of the crime?
Yes, 100%. It's on video too. I think Evan got that part. I'm not
I was
sure.
filming the whole thing.
What did I say as soon as it happened?
Yes.
I said, make sure we get everything on film. Everything has to be on film because in my mind, this is the greatest ending to the week that there could possibly be. I mean, this is a comedic crash. Sucks for the lady that rented us the RV.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
We are going to settle the score. We are going to settle up with her because we are a fair bunch of people. We got insurance for it, obviously. We're going to help out as much as we possibly can. Probably going to end up buying a thing, obviously.
I mean, I don't know if there's another option. I don't know what we're talking about.
So we're going to take care of that business. But for me, I just wanted to make sure if we were going to end up being, this is going to be mightily expensive, we might as well have it all on film. You're saying that the yellow shirts rigged the scene afterwards to make you look like a dum-dum?
There's a possibility I might be suing the yellow shirts.
Oh, come back around. Maybe we take MetLife. Maybe it's Zeet Life.
Oh, I like that.
Now we're
I'll
talking.
put a roof on MetLife.
Yeah, put a roof off at the red light. So they dispersed after making you look bad.
So the cops showed up, and I look around to look for the guy who told me to go. They're all gone. Evan was yelling at one because he happened to take his pass.
This fucking guy. This is the same guy that told you to go through.
Yes.
So that guy took your pass?
He took my pass, didn't give it back, and then I had to go over there, yell at him, get it back, because that's an important
Is that on
pass.
film?
I might have been recording during the conversation.
Now we're talking.
I might have been.
Now
So
we're talking.
I'm looking around, though. He's not there anymore. Every yellow shirt, this was the busiest intersection of all time. This was where all the mayhem was.
There was nothing else happening in the entire lot except for
No.
right here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
There was no other cars. I guess this is the lot for all the talent to go and the wrestlers and whatnot. So I'm looking around. The cops I was trying to explain to the cop this guy, and I'm looking around. No one's there, and I'm like, shoot. And he was basically telling me it was supposed to be a $500 ticket. Because
The cop was saying it?
Yes, they call it summons there. They don't call it tickets. They call it summons. So he was like, but I brought it down at $85. But I was like, well, what do you mean? It wasn't my fault. The guy told me to go. And the cop basically breaks it down. he was like, well, it was careless of you to go. So he was
those-
like,
for
Yeah,
those-
but you didn't have to go 65.
For those listening at home, the little pop there after Zito tried to blame somebody else for that was me looking at him as if he was a fucking kindergarten. When a guy who dropped out of high school is wearing a yellow shirt tells you to go into something that you clearly can't fit under, and you just go, yeah, well, fuck, eat that dumb back there shit. I'll fucking hammer. Let's go flat on this thing. Throttle down.
Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. That's
What are you doing, guys?
Jesus Christ!
I fucking told you.
I think we're stuck.
We play that video again one more time, please, just so everybody can remember what we are referring to. Now that you've got a little background into the situation there.
Underneath. There goes the generator.
God. Jesus Christ.
Loves you.
I think it's stuck.
You went in more, by the way.
so I was actually.
There's the ladder.
I fucking told you guys. Like, come on, dude.
Who told you to go through here?
These guys did.
Ah, you were supposed to come through this shot like right here. I didn't say to go through there.
You told me
Yeah, right there. Now, it's a club sign.
Come on, guys. Fucking A. How we looking out there?
How we looking?
The eternal optimist, Fox.
I had to do it.
So my first thought was
Fox is staring at the generator on the ground.
He probably was in the trenches in World War II. Foxy gives a look around. How we looking out there, boys? Nick's like, wow, the roof just crashed on my fucking head.
I think the only words that were uttered after, like in the RV that didn't get picked up were me going, "What the fuck, Z?"
Yeah, dude. Hey, man. You guys, and I'm going to say this from a perspective. Congratulations on surviving that.
Oh,
Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
You need to see the video. It's on our YouTube. It's on our social medias. You need to see the video just to see how much destruction this caused. Because that sound you heard there was literally the bottom of that entire awning coming down through the RV's roof, which was getting ripped off. And there's just 5 little soldiers sitting in there just getting rained hail basically down on. And Zito decided to go in even more and then all the way out.
So I thought the damage was already done. I thought I had enough clearance after everything fell off.
You're going to forge the river?
And that might have killed Nick if I would have kept going.
Oh, my.
So after this happens, they clean up. They clean up all the debris. They finally give us a parking lot to park in. We get parked. We get settled.
By the way, the EMTs, the cops, the people that cleaned it up were actually all
they were
incredible.
incredible.
Amazing.
We were in and out of there within like 40 minutes.
Yeah, good
First
people.
responders, by the way, good people.
Yeah, great people.
I actually asked. We're going to have to pay for that. We're going to have to pay for the first responders. We have not, which is good news. They have not billed us. That's great news. Let's just maybe not mention that.
Which
anymore.
is crazy because when you do like $750,000 worth of damage, you think you'd be around for longer than 40 minutes.
Well, we didn't talk about the guy who walked by. He was like part of the security, not security, but he was wearing like a red shirt, and he was just like shaking his head, walking
yeah.
straight down.
Some guy, slick back hair, arm sleeve tattoo, his orange red vest, whatever it was, walks by just shaking his head, doesn't say a word, shaking his head. And I think Connor said something to him like, "How we doing, buddy?" He
Yeah.
goes,
I was like, what do you think, huh?
"Oh, that's the most amount of damage I've ever fucking seen."
I tell you what, the WWF will be proud. That's a lot of fucking destruction.
So we go and we park the RV in the parking lot where it's finally supposed to be. Everyone's tailgating around us. It's an awesome scene. We talked to you. You're like, we don't know what to do at this point. We really are at a loss. Like, well, you think we're still getting in? I don't know. And then you FaceTime us and you're like, well, did you guys patch it up yet? We got to get back to Indy. And we were like, oh, well, I guess we could take a shot at it.
I was like, oh, shit, yeah, we got to drive this fucking thing back.
So we rip out some garbage bags. We climb onto the roof of the RV. We get some duct tape, and we start duct taping the garbage bags to the holes in the roof of the RV. Meanwhile, everyone around us is tailgating, having a good time, drinking beers, throwing footballs, playing wrestling music, and everyone just kind of casually glancing at the two of us idiots on top of this RV. And then more yellow shirts.
We made the convertible. Don't worry about it.
More yellow shirts, more security come by, and they keep yelling, hey, you guys got to get down from up there.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, no, we actually, we damaged our RV. We got to patch it up. He goes, oh, you guys are the guys from the awning? You guys are my fucking heroes. Go ahead. And he just drives away. I was like, yeah.
You guys are fucking cult heroes over there. They're going to be telling stories about you every Jets and Giants game. Hey, what did that security guy say at the first Jets tailgate to the one RV that was thinking about going underneath the awning, Ty?
Hey, who the fuck told you guys to drive underneath there?
What happened last time? Has anybody ever drove under here before?
Yeah, the last time one of you guys came in here with the RV, you almost took the whole fucking thing down.
The best part is, I think Mike Francesa, actually, the legendary New York broadcaster, heard about this, and he spoke about it.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we have the clip. Hold on. Let me pull it up.
No fucking way.
This is an honor.
Okay. Listen, I've spoken to the Roadhawks, okay? And they're okay. They're fine. They're fine. They're okay. But the awning at MetLife Stadium, I mean, that thing is fucking destroyed, okay? Okay, and granted, that thing is lower than it should be, okay? So I don't really blame Zito, okay? But, I mean, let's be honest, okay? The roof over there at MetLife, it's taken off the roof of a lot of RVs, okay? Granted, it's unfortunate that, the boys, the Roadhawks, didn't have their WrestleMania moment, okay? They were in that RV for about 16 hours. But listen, I mean, you think that's not going to bother them at all, okay? Okay, they've been doing this for 25 years, okay?
No, they haven't.
And they'll continue to do so. The Roadhawks are still number one, okay? Okay? I'm glad they're okay.
Ty, if you get a chance, tell him we said thank you for that.
I will.
Him looking out for you guys like that.
Yeah.
Even adding to your resume like that. 25 years of Roadhawkness.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows the road code.
By the way, road codes. One of the road codes, by the way. I think maybe rule one of the road code is got no clearance.
No clearance, yeah.
No clearance. That might be the number one road code.
Should have had a spotter. I will say I should have had a spotter out there.
Oh, man.
Dude, and the amount we've been laughing just in this show, we did this at least 15 to 20 times yesterday, crying of laughter.
It was the only way to get through it.
It was so fucking funny.
These videos carried me home. Granted, we had to drive this thing back with the
Immediately after WrestleMania, by the way, the roofless RV.
in the rain.
The late,
in the fucking rain.
It became a jacuzzi.
I FaceTimed the boys when I was leaving WrestleMania. I was like, what are you guys doing? And Connor was driving. And I was like, oh my God, it's that bad. Connor's driving. Like, everybody's scared to drive. Zito's been kicked out. And Zito goes, I wasn't kicked out. I got the night shift. And I was like, what does that even mean? He goes, we got to get home. Got to beat the rain out of here. And it was a downpour at the, like, there was no rain to beat. The rain had already won. There was no rain chasing. And you guys left straight from WrestleMania, straight back to Indianapolis. What time did you get back?
I don't know.
It was like 6, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we got at
6:15?
3 in the morning. We got just outside of Pennsylvania.
Well, because when you called after the show and you were like, how are the garbage bags holding up? We were like, good, it's great. It's perfect. We had the lights off. Really, it was pouring down water into the middle of the RV.
Oh, so you guys put it
bad.
We get back to the hotel, and Zeet and I run upstairs, and we just start raiding towels from the hotel rooms.
You might have a charge. You might have a charge on your credit card.
Well, that's why you guys said to me earlier that I haven't seen my room bill yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was said to me earlier, and it was kind of just like a throwaway comment. Now it all makes sense. So you guys took 14 to 15 different towels from the fucking nice place we're staying at.
Maybe like 5, because the RV actually had a bunch of towels in it.
Yeah,
So we stuffed them up in there and jammed them up in there
Might
as
have
best
to
we
pillow,
could.
too.
And then we said best wishes to Zeet and Connor.
Yeah, because we had to drive from MetLife back to the hotel first, and then leave from the hotel to go to India. And I mean, I don't even know where we got. I was just hoping the whole entire thing stayed together.
Yeah, well, you guys made it. Lady Hawk will never take another voyage.
No.
But you know what she did? She persevered after quite a scalping of a situation of hers. And I've never been more proud of an RV than I am of the Lady Hawk.
We were all saying, I will never forget April 7th.
Never.
Ever. I will remember that. That might be the last thing I think about on my deathbed.
One more laugh.
Can we play it one more time here, Nick? And then we'll move on to some topical stuff.
This also doesn't do it the sound justice of
Hold
being inside
on,
of there.
Nick. Hold on, Nick. I would like you all to know that are listening that we will hold Zito accountable for this.
As you should.
Don't you? Yes. Zito is being fined a handsome amount from PMI. Phil, who has not answered any of our calls today. Connor's not exactly thrilled. Zito's not exactly thrilled with the Phil. Nobody's really thrilled with the Phil at the moment. But Phil and I will have a conversation tomorrow after the dust settles a little bit, and we will tell Zito his exact fine amount that he will have. But I would assume that Zito is going to be doing car washes, the standard fundraising things to raise this money back, because you will be fined a substantial amount for this situation that you fucking hammer down,
Pedal to the metal.
pedal to the metal Lady Hawk into this situation outside MetLife Stadium.
Still giving it gas.
Forge in the river here.
Jesus Christ.
Zito doesn't know how bad it is at this point.
No, I do not.
Let's keep going.
I fucking told you guys. Come on, dude.
Who told you to go through here?
These guys did.
You supposed to come through this shot like right here. I didn't say to go underneath there.
You told me
Left side.
Come on, guys. Fucking A. You're looking out there. Oh, fuck.
I'm playing on the radio.
Yeah.
So after all that, the only $85 ticket.
Summons.
So far.
Summon, yeah.
Yeah, so far. We have not chatted with the RV rental lady who is very hesitant to give us the keys.
Yeah.
Hesitant, and I did get an email after Zito did notify her politely, as he should.
Okay, so Zito let her know that we could have potentially took the roof off, and we will deal with that at another day. We will own up to what Zito did because we are a team here.
Yep.
But Zito
business.
will be punished heavily.
Yeah, Hawks are fly or die.
You were about to say fly together. I heard that.
Fly or die is not a bad. That's a road code too. I assume.
I think-
I like that.
Hey, fly or die.
Fly or
bro.
die. You know what 3 is?
And maybe that's like our. Maybe that's
Shield?
like our shield thing. Fly or die.
Fly or
bro.
die.
Oh, maybe we put the wings.
Put the
out.
wings on.
Anyway, Zito, you're not a road hawk anymore.
I did throw my my
Road
pipe
pigeon.
into the Jersey River.
Did you have the pipe in when you crashed?
No, that's why I needed it and I threw it away because it didn't help me.
So, Foxy, you said that you were recording all that because Zito was having so many interactions with these red shirts.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You know, there's a lot of loopholes to get through, and I just was like, something's going to be funny here, so I'm just going to record it, keep the camera on. I set it in the cup holder, and little did we
Something
know.
was
Little
off
did we
with
know.
Zito in the morning because we all made a plan to
Got a
meet
bad
down in the
vibe.
lobby at 8 a.m. He didn't show up till about 8:30. He never said a word to anyone. He was very quiet, which is unlike Zito. He's usually very talkative.
Well, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed?
No, I just had a bad vibe.
He did say he's like, I had a bad feeling all day today.
I know why too, because he went to bed as heel Zeke and he woke up as road trip Zeke. And you had no idea who he was.
You're lost to yourself.
Yeah.
Now we just know you're crash seat. Oh no!
Take some pride in
Awning
that.
Zeke.
You may as well be Mr. WrestleMania.
He did say before we left, I remember we talked about we were slightly worried that Zito might jackknife the thing on 70, but that his only concerns were busy cities and parking
U-turns.
garages. Oh, U-turns. I'm sorry,
U-turns.
U-turns and parking garages.
Yep.
So the clearance was a concern of yours.
It was.
And it turned out to be a real one.
Bit me in the roof. See you guys
Later.
later.
Fucking hell.
Hey, in hindsight, Zeke, I probably would have tried to drive 75 through that
Poor Zeke.
shit.
He feels terrible.
thing. Oh, God.
Yeah,
And so
it was bad.
Zeke,
It was bad.
Zeke,
sound, dude, that last one where it click,
Oh,
click,
my
clicks,
God.
like 10 seconds afterwards, you hear the roof falling apart.
so Zeke and Evan left to go put it in this parking lot, and we were just like, me, Nick, and Connor were sitting on this bench, like, just get these guys the fuck away from us. Like, who knows what's about to happen? And we all said, like, hey, Zeke is not in a great spot right now. Let's take it easy on him. And then we did what we just did now for like 15 hours in the parking lot.
Zito's just been buried. That's why he's being fined. We'll figure that out after Phil answers a phone call.